Hey, and welcome to another StackStorm demo. In this demo, we're going to take the Ghost2logger pack and the ZenDesk pack, and we are going to receive a syslog message that could be from a device like a router, a switch, or a server. We're going to create a rule which ties that syslog or that input into StackStorm to an output, an action. And the action could be a single thing, like create a ticket on ZenDesk, or it could be a whole engineering workflow, which may or may not include creating a ticket with ZenDesk. So I've got the latest version of the Workflow Composer installed. This is a commercial version of StackStorm. Ignore the branding, that'll be extreme soon. It's still as the Brocade branded. I've got a rule created. And this rule basically says if I see a trigger, so an input, if you've never seen StackStorm before, a trigger is basically an input. If I see a trigger by the name of pattern match, so Ghost2logger is a pack, and there is a dot pattern match, then I want you to look inside the criteria. Now, the way I describe this on training is a trigger is kind of like a bucket. In the UK, we say it's like a bucket. It's like a container with a handle on. We say, right, my bucket name is Ghost2logger.patternmatch. Great. My criteria can be the contents of the bucket, and it's not just one content in there. There might be slots, and you could say, well, I've got a slot called host, and I've got one called pattern. But let's call this field. So in my trigger, i.e. my bucket, I've got these fields, trigger.host and trigger.pattern. There may be other criteria in there, but my rule has these two. And I'm going to say my criteria for this rule. So trigger.host must have 172.16.44, and you think, well, what does that mean? Well, that basically says I need to see a syslog come from 172.16.44, those 3 octets, and there is an and in the middle of the 2 criteria. The trigger.pattern has to have the word down in it. So that's a syslog that comes from a device that has those 3 octets, and the message or the pattern here, it has to have down. So if this matches, my logic matches, my action, my if this then do that. This is the if this part, the then do that. My action is the ZenDesk pack create ticket action. And I've got 2 mandatory fields for this ticket. I've got a subject, obviously all tickets need a subject, data center port down, and description. I've got some hard-coded information here, so syslog message receive matching criteria for help desk, double curly braces, trigger.message. For those not familiar with these kind of things, this is basic variable interpolation. And I'm basically saying anything that is in my trigger.message field, expand that out to the full variable, and that will disappear. You'll see this message will be transformed into something else. So you're thinking, okay, well, this is interesting. I'm looking at a rule action. Do I know this is real? Well, we've got no history right now. Our history tab is semi-real time. We have a number of other packs installed as well. A pack might include the inputs, so we might have some sensors to push and pull those things. Actions they're not mandatory for a pack, but they are normally in a pack. These are some of the packs that I have installed, not all of them, but these are the packs that have got actions inside of them. And I've got a handful of rules created here. So this is a very, very simple platform. But what happens is a pack gives us the ability to integrate StackStorm against some things. So I'll have a pack for VMware and a pack for OpenStack and a pack for ZenDesk. Packs generally talk some kind of an API and form an integration. So for ZenDesk, it talks to the ZenDesk API. So when you install the ZenDesk pack, you're going to have to create a ZenDesk token so the API can be used. And you have to turn the API on as well. Token-based access on for your ZenDesk account. What I've got here as well, I've got apparently I have a ticket, which is interesting because I shouldn't have a ticket. No tickets in this view. I've got a 30-day demo on ZenDesk. You can sign it up for free. You just need an email address. I'm not sure if those guys are going to pester you, but so far, so good my end. Right. This is a setup. I've got Ghost2logger installed and configured. I've got ZenDesk installed and configured. Ghost2logger is my input part. It will receive a syslog and do some pattern matching on both the source IP address and the pattern. And the ZenDesk is our ZenDesk integration. And the rule ties those 2 things together. So here's a demo. Instead of having a real device here, sometimes this demo goes on the road, I have got a syslog client Python script, and all this does, it sends me some real-life syslog messages I've actually gone and got from real devices, and it's just going to send them into Ghost2logger. Ghost2logger has patterns it needs to match that have been set by the rules. If the rule matches via our criteria, which we've already explained, then a ticket will be created. So let's do that. Syslog's been sent, hence our lovely decorated message, sent syslog to, and then the IP address, which must mean my history now has something, which it does. It just so happens that my syslog had the word down in it. What you're actually seeing here is I've recorded a message from an Extreme SLX 9140. Logical link on interface 10 gigabit 111 is down. Fantastic stuff. And this is actually the full message. So the variable interpolation was here after the colon, and you don't see the double curly braces. That's because the message has been interpolated inside. We've also got a URL that it's came back with. This isn't a callback, this is just where the ticket is, and we've also got the subject of the ticket. We think, okay, well, this is looking good. We have green response from StackStorm. No ticket. That's because you have to do an update. You have to just do the page refresh and your tickets will appear. And true to our automation, we have a subject, we have the syslog message, and which is this here, and then we also have our hard-coded information, which we typed in. This didn't go through variable interpolation. So this is a very, very simple demo of how we can turn StackStorm, sorry, not turn, but use StackStorm for event-driven automation. We've taken a syslog event, we've done some pattern matching and some logical assertions on that data, and then we can create an event. Now, this might be create a ticket and then log into a device and bring the port back up. And if the port goes down, then go into the ticket and actually add an entry, modify ticket or something. We could say, try to resolve ticket automatically, or try to resolve the issue automatically. I cannot resolve it. Escalate this to a tier 2 engineer. Your imagination and the processes of your organization are the only limit here. StackStorm and all of the packs in the automation suites are incredibly powerful. And you can install this for free. You can try this with ZenDesk for free, and you can get it all working in an environment within 30 minutes. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.